Hello everyone, Bosley here, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be starting a brand new series called Demented Gaming, where I will read and debunk famous gaming creepypastas, and not so famous ones. Today, we're going to be reading The Perfect Game. Let's get started. I heard rumors about a video game console, released in the early 90s, that promised the most immersive games imaginable. It bore a strong resemblance to the Super Nintendo, except it had no cartridge slot, no reset button, and only one controller port. It was released in extremely low quantity. It's possible that less than 50 were ever made. People I talked to who remembered it from childhood only mentioned the first game in the list. Other games are included on the console, but this one, they say, the perfect game. Lifelike graphics and sound. Even by today's standards, an endless supply of new fun content. Solid gameplay, the controls were responsive to the player pre-combination, they recall, and the single control port was all that was necessary. The NPCs in the game were smart enough to be just as entertaining as real players. It's quite literally a game nobody would start playing, and the people I interviewed all remarked somewhat bitterly that their parents forcibly dragged them away from the television set after a few days of continuous playing them through the console and trash. I was intrigued by what I knew so far, so I went looking for more people, who remember this relic of gaming history. I searched high and low for anybody besides the handful of people I had already talked to. And after a month of painstaking information, I found two independent accounts. They had a much harder time remembering the specifics of the console, but I was able to jog their memory, repeating what I had in my notes. I could see their eyes lighting up, remembering the perfect game. Both of them said that's not all the game could do. Both of them said the interface was complete. And I inquired what exactly they meant. After a few days, apparently the game started having a positive psychological effect. It was as if the actions done in the game were giving the player exercise, and the player was able to go without food or water, seemingly drawing sustenance throughout items collected levels. However, after a couple of days, they had played the game continuously for a week by this point. They started feeling the damage done to their in-game character. The pain was small at first, only a slightly forceful reminder to be more attentive. After a short while, though, the pain started getting way worse, and the weariness and the constant action was taking its toll on them. The game was still perfect. It was better than any height you can imagine, he said. But it was becoming physically exhausting to play, and they couldn't tear themselves away from it. I was almost done with one level, and I was fighting a boss that used a whip, the other interview said. I remember the whip was a one-hit kill. I had to start the level over, but I remember the searing pain where it lashed me across my arm. He didn't button the sleeve on his shirt, and I could see a scar twisting around his arm. Yeah, it was getting bad, both of them said. Their parents refused to turn to the house 9 days into the marathon game session. They forcibly dragged them away from the console and took them to the emergency room. The console was gone, and they got back home, thrown away like the others, I bet. I could not find any other people who even knew what I was talking about. The rumors had stopped there, and I was left with incomplete knowledge about where I could find one of these consoles. Since it dreads settled in the back of my mind, though I felt necessary to pour through newspaper archives of that period. I was trying all sorts of variations on bootleg consoles and an online database search. And what I finally stumbled across was shocking. There were 15 separate incidents of people found dead in their homes, sitting in front of their TVs with a bootleg-looking console hooked up. They had a butchered appearance, most commonly with some found in pieces, and autopsies revealed the internal organs had dissolved. The article remarked that the TV was displaying static, and they could not get the console power on. Local officials tried contacting the manufacturer of the console, but the owner's manual and the information on the sticker on the back of the console both referred to an address that the site of a warehouse had demolished over 80 years ago. So there you have it, that's the perfect video game. So, just a brief recap of it. The guy discovers accounts of a perfect game on a bootleg console. Apparently people actually felt real life pain from the pain their characters were facing in the actual game. And they were sent to the emergency room. They came back, their console was gone. Parents probably threw it away. That's about it. But when the guy searched the bootleg console, he found all these news reports about people that had basically been found in pieces, and autopsies revealed that their dissolving organs had dissolved, whatever. And that when they looked at a warranty, apparently, and the instructions manual, they found no traces. Perhaps, somewhere that with like a game headquarters. But what they found was a site of a warehouse that had been closed over 80 years ago, and I thought this was a very intriguing story. Not much terrifying because of the realism, because I think that we all know that the pain you feel in a game, you don't often feel in real life. It's not something you see every day. So, the realism of the story is almost impossible, and also I actually looked up on the internet bootleg console after reading the story from video resources, and I found absolutely no results of news caps of people's organs dissolving and being found in pieces in their homes. So, therefore the pasta is basically fake. I'm almost certain it's fake, unlike some others. And so that's the first episode of Demented Gaming. Sorry if my language got off a bit, use some bad grammar, some bad, use of the words there. But it's my first time, and in a couple of days, the next episode of Demented Gaming will come out. Second episode, actually. It should be good. I haven't quite worked out a creepypasta I'm gonna read, but I am thinking about it, so. Thank you all for watching. Bosley Games signing out. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!